So, this whole week in our gospel passages, we've been hearing from Jesus, and he's chiding the crowds who he's speaking to, telling them that they're hypocrites in one way or another. And he's at it again today, where he's speaking to the crowd, saying that they are able to interpret the signs of the weather and the seasons, and so they can see something that happens, knowing that it is going to mean this. So he says that when you see a cloud rising in the west, you say it's going to rain, and so it does rain. He calls them hypocrites because they can see these things. They can interpret signs. They have that ability, but they don't understand the signs of the times, the sign that he is. That Jesus now coming among them, doing the signs and wonders that he does, raising the dead, the lame walk, the blind see. These are the signs of the kingdom now among them. The signs that the Messiah is there. So he says that they have to begin to see these things. They have to get out of themselves and start to see what's really happening here. For us too, this is very important. We have all the signs that we need as well, and we have all of the ability to interpret them. We have even more than those people did in Jesus' day. We have the scriptures, we have the gospel, we have the church's teaching, we have it all. But do we interpret the signs of the times, or do we keep on living in a way that's just of the world? How do we do this? I think the only real way is we have to get out of our own way. We kind of have to allow ourselves to be taken over by Jesus. Christianity, in a sense, is really a dying to self, a death that we suffer to the world, but one that we then rise with Jesus. So our life isn't about us anymore. It's about our life with Jesus. And St. Paul gives us a great way to do that. He says to the Ephesians today that he urges them to live in a manner that is worthy of the call they have received, with all humility and gentleness, with patience, bearing with one another in love, striving to preserve the unity of the Spirit through the bond of peace. So saying that they must continue to be humble, patient, all of these things are so necessary for us in our hearts if we're ever going to interpret the signs of the times. Because otherwise we become so ego-focused, we become focused more about ourselves and everything else that has to do with that. But if we can get out of ourselves, we start to see how Jesus is working in our lives and in the world. We ask the Lord today to help us to die to ourselves more, that we might live for him and that we might see the signs of his coming that are in our midst.